Hi everyone, Melanie Monson, CEO of the Greater Zephyrhills Chamber of Commerce. We're here today with Ernestine Lee. She's the owner-operator of Beauty by Ernestine, and we're excited to sit down with her and talk to her a little bit about being a woman in business. So Ernestine, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much, Melanie. Thank you for having me. Well, I have to say this is a generation thing with my family. My dad, my mom have always been very ambitious and driven to succeed, and they started with coaching all of their children with education first. And what I've learned is that once you're out there, it's a little bit of a different feel, primarily because as a mom, there are several dynamics and there's been several challenges, but ultimately family values have allowed me to continue to be successful and to strive and reach for the stars. And that's what I have done in business, and with a great support system, I've been able to cultivate and establish a business that I love to do, primarily because I love to make people feel good. And the majority of my clients are women, and I have conversations with a lot of my clients who also are moms, and what has been very fruitful is to be able to bounce ideas off of each other. So when I'm down, they pick me up. Yes. When they're down, I pick them up. And we've been able to share stories about our children, and possibly even have dates, play dates outside of the business world with them. So ultimately, my passion has allowed me to be successful, and I really do believe that that's very contagious. When you're passionate and you love what you do and you're able to give back to the community and help others, help moms and their children succeed, and then it becomes a generation thing because now the children will feed off of that. Yes. And they become a product of their environment. So this is something that I will always love to do because of where it came from. It stemmed from deep, deep roots. And it just feels normal despite the challenges, especially with COVID-19. I believe in this business we are driven to be successful by being safe and by sanitizing and sterilizing our implements. And with COVID-19, it was just a little step further. So I didn't feel like I had to go out of my way to keep myself safe. That's and good. My clients and their children safe. But I feel like I had to put a little bit extra into it in order to safeguard an environment for us all to be a part of.
That is great. It was one of the things. I'm a retired hairdresser. One of the things I love the most is what you just said, being able to learn from each other. And women, talking to women, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, we build this bond very quickly. Yes. that lasts for a lifetime, so yes. Thank you. So what's your favorite thing about being your own business owner?
Well, when I turn the key and I come in the door, the first thing I do is I pray. That's my religion. That's my background. And for some of my clients that are not religious, they meditate. They want a place to come to where they can recharge their batteries and go back out in the battlefield, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And so my favorite thing is being able to make the decisions to do so. I've worked in the past for other salon owners. Mm-hmm. I've managed several full-service salons. I've been the front runner for a lot of them that I've been able to help succeed as well. And there are stipulations. Mm-hmm. There are rules. We just all have to abide by them. Right. So when I turn the key to my own business, I'm my own rule. And if my rule primarily is to make people feel good and feel happy, there are no limits.
I love that. That is great. Well, as a woman in business, any obstacles that you've had to face throughout the years?
Yes, absolutely.
We all have.
Well, there's several. I think for me, and I'll just revert back to being a mom, she's an amazing person. When she's sad or upset about something, for the most part, I can help. But there's one thing that I had a challenge with is when she started high school in particular, and she broke out. And I was not an esthetician at the time. I was just a full nail technician and manicures, pedicures, but not in the field of facials. And when she broke out, going into high school, where the social and emotional root of high school is no filter in a lot of the children and a lot of the kids, and so they pointed all the things, imperfections that she had. And when your child turns to you and says, I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror anymore, it breaks your heart as a mom who loves her children. And so I didn't know what to do. So the first thing I want to do is just fix it. So what was I doing? Taking her to the doctor and other estheticians and spending a lot of money, until one day I sat back and I said, I've learned so much from all the estheticians and the dermatologists that I think I could do this and help her and take it another step further. That's when I became an esthetician. I was very nervous because if I mess up a nail, I can fix it.
Yes.
But when you mess up a face, it's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So it was nerve-wracking for me. And the point of it all is that she changed me. I don't know if she didn't have that problem that I would be an esthetician, to be honest. So she changed me because as a mom that loved her child, I just wanted to do everything possible that I can do to continue to help her. And that's when I was able to save money and just and perform the services myself. To this day, she still comes to me, and she's very trusting. I could have messed up. I didn't have to finish in all of this, but I did. And I think the fear in me and me loving her so much pushed me to that level. And now that I'm here, I'm realizing that I wasted a whole lot of time not being an esthetician, because there are a lot of other moms and teenagers that have that issue and they don't know what to do, and they're spending a lot of money doing it. So I have a program here, an incentive card program that allows them to, each time they come and have a service done, they get a stamp. For bringing in a referral, they get a stamp. For comment, and sharing on any social media, they get a stamp. And the card is worth $10 after 10 stamps.
That's great.
And then when you refer someone, in addition to the incentive card, you get $5, and the person coming in gets $5 off of their service. So, and the services are economical to begin with. Why? Because, as we mentioned before, being my own boss, I can create these things and feel comfortable doing it without having to answer to overhead that might say, no, that's not good enough. And also my passion of the outcome. My goal is to be able to help each individual person, regardless of the problems that they might have. So I will take the time to understand what they've been doing, what their goals are, and then give them a realistic program financially that can help them achieve those goals.
That is great. So what's some goals you have for yourself in the future, maybe?
Well, I know there's been a lot of disheartening things with COVID-19, but I have to say one of the positive things that came out of all of this for me is it pushed me to the next level that I didn't think I would even think about, which is to have an expanded area. In other words, perhaps a building, and providing areas and spaces for hairstylists and estheticians and technicians at an affordable price.
Good for you. That's a great goal. Well, wonderful. So do you have any advice for any women just starting out in the business world?
Absolutely. Tons of advice.
Okay,
and it's primarily because when I fell, someone was there to pick me up.
Wonderful.
And you will fall, realistically. You will encounter issues. But the biggest part I think that women should focus on is that it's okay to fall, but it's not okay to stay down.
Good.
So if you fall, consider that a good thing, because it'll make you stronger to want to get up and then try to avoid having to go through that again, if it's something, manageable for that fact. But that's what I would say, is never give up and always strive to do your best. And know that we live in a community where I find, since COVID-19 especially, that a lot of women have pulled together, have come together, especially from my experience through the Chamber of Commerce, have pulled together to help each other. And that's what's helped me feel realistic that this can continue to move forward. So I would definitely say don't ever give up.
Good job. That's amazing. And yeah, it's a great life lesson, because it's easy.
Yes.
It's easy for us to just say I can't do it, but can't should not be inside of our vocabulary. So, well, you're just an amazing example. So I appreciate you taking the time to sit with us. And you guys, come on down, visit Ernestine. You might just want a little bit of her loving, compassion, caring that she gives to her clients, along with the beautiful services.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you very much for having me. Thanks, Melanie. Thanks, Eleanor.